So next example first, every proper subgroup of G. Example first, every proper subgroup of G, every proper subgroup of G of orders. First one is 35 and second is 19. Okay, this example to show that this example is every proper subgroup of G of order 35 and second order is 19 is cyclic. Okay, this is the example is show that. Okay, show that every proper subgroup of G of order means given that G has order 35 is cyclic and second order is 19. Okay, so how to proving their proper subgroup of order is cyclic. Okay, so solution of this example, let G be a group, and H is subgroup of G. Suppose that H is subgroup of G. Here to find subgroup of order 35. Okay, and order of G equal to, suppose that order of G equal to 35. Okay, firstly for first order of G equal to 35 to find subgroup of given their subgroup are cyclic. Okay, so H be a group and H is subgroup of G such that H is not equal to singleton identity and H is not equal to G, because every proper subgroup means their order is not equal to 1 and order of H is which is not equal to order of G. So H is not equal to G and H is not equal to G means their order is not equal to 1 and their order is not equal to 35. So by Lagrange's theorem, what is Lagrange's theorem? Let if G is finite group and H is subgroup of G, then order of H divides order of G. Here order of G equal to 35. Okay, and which implies that their order must be divided 35. Okay, which implies that order of H divides 35, but divisors of 35 are means order of H divides 35, which implies that divisors of 35 are 1, then 5. Okay, then next is 7. Okay, then divisors of 35 are 1, 5, 7, then direct 35. Okay, these are only 4 divisors of 35. Okay, so but here given that order of H which is not equal to 1 and order of H which is not equal to 35, because H is proper subgroup of G, so which implies that order of H must be 5 or 7. Okay, order of H equal to 5 or 7, but we know that every subgroup of or every group of prime order or every group of prime order is cyclic. Here order of H equal to 5. If order of H equal to 5 and 5 is our prime number, okay, so H is cyclic group, which implies that H is cyclic subgroup of G. Okay, which implies that which imply that if order of H equal to 5 or 7, and 5 and 7 both are prime numbers, okay, both are prime, therefore H is cyclic, that is every proper subgroup of, that is every proper subgroup of G of order 35 is cyclic. Okay, very simple solution of this example. So only use Lagrange's theorem, and result one result is every group of prime order is cyclic. Okay, these two results only solution of this example is only depend on these two results, Lagrange's theorem and every group of prime order is cyclic. So similarly, second, solve this of group 19 is solved in home. Okay, so this order is not 19, this is order 91. So this correct here, not 19, 91. Okay, so then remark, solve this for second. If order of G equal to 91, okay, solve this in homework. Here only proper subgroup here, order of H which is not equal to 1 and 91, and they have to find their divisor. Their divisors are 1, then their divisors 91. Divisors of 91 are 1, then 7, okay, then 13 and 91. Okay, means 7 and 13 are prime number, therefore every group of prime order is cyclic. So H is cyclic, means order of G equal to 91, then their subgroup are cyclic. Okay, so solve this example in home, then note. Okay, if G is finite group, if G is finite group, then if G is finite group, then every element in G has finite order. Okay, has finite order. This is first note. First note says that if G is finite group, then every element in G has finite order. Means order of an element is finite if order of group is finite. So then second, if G is infinite, if G is infinite group, then G may have, then given group G may have element of a finite or infinite order. Okay, finite or infinite order. This is second note. If G is infinite, order of G is infinite. Okay, order of G is infinity, then elements of G are, order of elements of G are finite or infinite. So, for here, suppose that G is suppose a set of real numbers. Okay, and 1 and minus 1 have finite order, and other elements have infinite order. So G is infinite group, then G has element of finite or infinite orders. Then next theorem. This is the important theorem for university exam. Okay, if G is finite group, and for A belongs to G, if G is finite group and for A belongs to G, order of A must divide order of G. Okay, order of A divides order of G. How to proving this theorem? Here given that G is finite group, means order of G must be finite. Any suppose this is some number. Okay, some number, suppose that their order is m. Okay, and choosing any element from A and to show that their order, suppose that A has order n or m. Okay, if G has chosen order n, then choose order of A equal to m, and to show m divides n. Okay, so using here only again use Lagrange theorem result also. So proof of this theorem, let G be a any finite group. Let G be a any finite group, and any element choosing from A belongs to G. We know that note here, we know that in above, see that note, every element in finite group has finite order. Okay, this note, if G is finite group, then every element in G has finite order. Okay, we know that every element in finite group, has finite order, means finite group of, if G is finite group, then elements of G are of order finite. Okay, has finite order. Okay, therefore for A belongs to G. Okay, therefore for A belongs to G, A has finite order. A has finite order, and say that their finite order, say m. Okay, say m. Okay, that is order of A equal to m. By definition of order of any element, order of A equal to m, which implies that A raised to, what is definition of order of any element? If element A, if any element A have order n, then A raised to m equal to identity. Here order of A equal to m, which implies that A raised to m equal to identity, where m is a smallest positive integer. Okay, where m is smallest or least positive integer. Okay, where m is smallest positive or least positive integer. Okay, then suppose that consider a subgroup of H. Okay, consider a subgroup H of G. Suppose that choosing one subgroup of G, such that which is generated by this element, such that H is generated by this element, means suppose choosing one subgroup of G which is generated by A. Okay, then elements of H are of the form of power of A. Okay, means A raised to 1, A square, A cube, up to so on, A raised to m. Okay, A raised to m equal to identity. Then A raised to m plus 1 is again A raised to 1. Okay, means these elements are again for m greater than m, these elements are again repeated. So H contains elements of power of A. Okay, we here to show that these all elements are distinct. Okay, we show that H has m distinct element. To show this m elements are all distinct. Okay, we show that H has how to showing this or m distinct element in Lagrange theorem. You also seen how to proving distinct element. Okay, H has m distinct element. Okay, on contrary, suppose that if possible these elements are not distinct, means some elements are repeated. Okay, if possible suppose a raised to I equal to a raised to j, where one in between 1 and m. Okay, which is less than j, less than m. Okay, suppose that two elements of here, any two elements are repeated. Suppose that a raised to I equal to a raised to j, where I is less than j, and which is both elements are lies in between 1 and m. Okay, now for this to show H has m distinct elements. Suppose that there is no distinct element. Suppose that two elements are here repeated. Okay, any two elements are repeated. So using this condition, a raised to I minus j or a raised to j minus I. Okay, which implies that a raised to I equal to a raised to j, which implies that a raised to j minus I equal to identity. Okay, which implies that a raised to here a raised to j minus I equal to identity, and I and j are less than m. Okay, then their subtraction is must be less than m. Okay, and these elements are must be element of H. Okay, these elements are must be in H. A raised to j minus I is a raised to j minus I equal to identity, but here given that a raised to m equal to identity, where m is smallest positive integer. But here contradiction to which is contradiction to j minus I is less than m, and m is smallest positive integer. Okay, here contradiction to this condition. Okay, m is smallest positive integer means m is smallest positive integer such that a raised to m equal to identity. But here given that here one of the element is exist less than m such that a raised to j minus I equal to identity, and this is contradiction to this condition, which implies that their assumption is wrong. Okay, here this condition is assumption, this is wrong, means a raised to I which is not equal to, which implies that a raised to I which is not equal to a raised to j. Okay, and therefore a raised to I which is not equal to a raised to j, which implies that H has m distinct element. Okay, which implies that order of H equal to m, and which is equal to order of A, and H has m distinct element. Okay, H has m distinct element, which implies that order of H equal to m, and this is order also equal to A. Okay, so order of H equal to m, and H is subgroup of G. Okay, why H is subgroup of G? Because H is generated by A, and A is elements from G. Okay, which implies that H is subgroup of G. Okay, therefore order of H equal to m, G has order finite, and H is subgroup of G. Therefore by Lagrange's theorem, what Lagrange's theorem says that if G is finite and H is subgroup of G is finite and H is subgroup of G, then order of H divides order of G. Okay, here order of H equal to m. Okay, order of H equal to order of m, order of H equal to m, and which is equal to order of A. Order of H divides order of G, which implies that order of A also divides order of G, because order of A and order of H are same. So by using this Lagrange theorem, order of A divides order of G, because order of H and order of A are same. So this is a proof of very simple proof. Only here consider any element G is finite, given that here G is finite given, and consider any element which has finite order. Suppose that A is choosing any element from G, their order is M, which implies that A raised to M equal to identity. And consider create one subgroup, or consider one subgroup of G such that which is generated by A, okay, and which has M distinct element, okay, which implies that which is contain only M element. So order of H equal to order of A, okay. Here only to show these elements are all distinct. We are on contrary, suppose their elements are not distinct, means consider their elements are, some elements are repeated. So using this, which is contradiction to M is smallest positive integer, we get their elements are distinct, and then H and A has same order, because order of H is a group which contain M element, and order of A is also M, means their order is same. And by using Lagrange's theorem, order of H divides order of G, and order of H equal to order of A, which implies that order of A must be divides order of B. This is proof of this theorem, okay. Then next theorem, here next theorem is theorem next. If G is finite group, if G is finite group, and for A belongs to G, then A raised to order of G equal to identity. This is also very simple proof, okay. Here theorem says that G is finite group, and any element of G, there A raised to order of G equal to identity. How to proving this? Suppose that let G be any finite group. Let G be any finite group. Suppose order of G equal to, suppose that M, okay. Order of G has finite order, which implies that, suppose that their order is M, okay. And to show that what is to show A raised to order of G equal to identity, that is to show A raised to M equal to identity, okay. So as G is finite group and A belongs to G, okay. In above theorem, order of A divides order of G, okay. In above theorem, order of A divides order of G. Suppose order of A equal to N, okay. Order of A divides order of G, but order of A is, suppose that N, okay. Any number of any integer, suppose N, okay, which implies that their order is N, which implies that A raised to N equal to identity, okay. A raised to N equal to identity. Suppose there this is one equation number 1, suppose that, okay. And therefore from this order of A divides order of G, which implies that N divides M, okay. N divides M. By definition of divisibility, M equal to N K1, okay, where K1 belongs to set of integer Z, and this is by definition of divisibility. By definition of divisibility, okay, which implies that m is a multiple of n, okay, m is a multiple of n, which implies that a raised to m equal to, which implies that a raised to m equal to a raised to n into k1, okay, which implies that a raised to m equal to a raised to n into power sum, okay, only we write in the form of power of a raised to n, okay, which implies that a raised to m equal to, but a order of a is n and value of a raised to n is identity raised to k1, which implies that a raised to m equal to identity, okay, identity raised to any power which is equal to identity. So here what here by using 1 a raised to m equal to identity, and but m is a order of g, okay, a raised to m equal to identity, which implies that a raised to order of g equal to identity, and this is proof of this theorem, okay, very simple proof. So then next remark or note, okay, first if h and k are two subgroup of g, h and k are two subgroup of g, okay, if h and k are two subgroup of g, then hk equal to set hk, h into k equal to hk, this is k is capital, okay, this is set of, this is notation of set, which is capital letter, and here element is h into k, this is small letter, okay. So h belongs to h and k belongs to k, okay, means h and k are two subgroup of g, then the multiplication of these two subgroup is of the form of h into k, where first element h is belongs to set of this subgroup h and k belongs to k, okay. Then second h and k are two subgroup of g, h and k are two subgroup of g, then h and if h and k are two subgroup of g, then their multiplication hk may not be subgroup of g, okay, may not be subgroup of g, means product of two subgroup is need not be subgroup. And here suppose that counter example is claim for group, okay, suppose g equal to claim for group, suppose here product of the subgroup is need not be subgroup, okay, product of here g equal to plane for group, okay, which contain element e, a, b, c, okay, then their subgroup is, first subgroup is suppose that h equal to e and a, and then k equal to suppose that ec, okay, then their product is, okay, then their product is h into k means e into e into c is c, okay, EAC, this is not which is not closed under their operation, because a into c equal to b, and which is does not belong to in this set, hk is EAC, so this element is not belongs to in these sets, okay. So product of two subgroup is need not be subgroup, okay. Then third note is third note, HK is subgroup of G. HK is subgroup of G. HK is subgroup of G if and only if H and K are subgroup of abelian group. Okay, H and K are subgroup of abelian group. And then last, product of two subgroup is subgroup when H and K are subgroup of abelian group. If G is abelian, then product of two subgroup is again a subgroup. Next, fourth note is if H and K are, if H and this last note is very important. Okay, if H and K are finite subgroup, H and K are finite subgroup of G of finite order of orders order of H and order of K respectively. Okay, H and K are finite order, then order of HK, okay, means product of two subgroup, their order is order of H into order of K divided by order of H intersection K. Okay, this is important note for to solving examples. Okay, so H and K are finite subgroup of G of order of H and order of K, then order of HK equal to order of HK equal to order of H into order of K divided by order of H intersection K. Okay.